Hello guys, welcome to the Mobile Central, and today we are reviewing yet another budget category phone, the most crowded category of the smartphone world today. And this is Huawei's Nova 7i or P40 Lite. Let's check it out. If you want to look for an example of sheer resilience, then look no further than Huawei. They are facing some toughest challenges and yet churning out smartphones like crazy. Latest launch is the P40 Lite or Nova 7i. Going by the looks of it, this device is truly a budget category phone from Huawei, as it comes loaded with features and specs to envy in this segment. It ticks all the boxes for above average specs you would want or expect from a device in this category. For some reason, Huawei decided to name this device differently in different regions. It's called Nova 6 SE in China, Nova 7i here in UAE where I live, and P40 Lite in the Europe. Going with Huawei's tradition, the P40 Lite or Nova 7i is built nicely from inside out. It comes with a decently powerful Kirin 810 chipset along with up to 8GB of RAM and 128GB of expandable storage. Display is 6.4 inches large, and this is of an LCD variety. Well, to be honest, this is really nice in terms of color gamut and brightness. In fact, the colors looked really nice on this display, which is not a common experience when it comes to LCD screens. It also houses this small punch hole camera up here, and the fingerprint sensor is embedded on the power button down here. Huawei has been a trendsetter in many ways, and the packaging of this phone is another such example. The phone comes with a 40-watt fast charger in the box itself. This fills up this 4200 mAh battery on this phone very fast. You can go from 0% to 70% of battery life in just 30 minutes of charge. Now, thanks to this combination, the battery life is pretty insane on this device and sometimes goes beyond a day's time. This is really a great example on how Huawei is trying to change the way we think about budget category phones. And it is a very brilliant move, I would say. Huawei doesn't stop there in terms of differentiating its budget category phones from the crowd and has employed a very powerful camera module on the phone. This phone comes with a quad camera setup that starts with a 48 megapixel main sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor, 2 megapixel macro lens for your close-up shots, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor for those lovely portraits that create the shallow depth of field behind the subject. For selfie duties, you get a 16 megapixel camera up front that can record videos in 1080p at 30 frames per second, which is same as the rear camera recording powers. Although, keep in mind that there is no OIS or EIS of any kind, and hence the videos will not be as stable as you would like them to be. But with respect to picture quality, I like what I see here. Pictures are sharp and crispy, colors look nice and punchy, and the night mode really helps in filling the scene with more light. Software is Android 10 with Huawei's EMUI 10 skin on top without any Google services. We'll talk more on that later. Overall, the performance is exactly what you would expect from a smartphone in this category. Gaming is fun and rarely lags on any performance incentive games, and multitasking is cool too thanks to the 8GB of RAM. And I think 8GB of RAM is somewhat more than enough to handle the jumping around between your tasks. So you see, overall this phone is quite an interesting package and beats a lot of other contenders when you talk about its performance and spec sheet at a price of around just $275 equivalent or 1,000 dirhams here in the UAE. Still, it has one major shortcoming that you must have already guessed by now. Any guesses? Well, yes, the lack of Google services. You don't get any Google services out of the box, and you will have to find some or the other way that lets you install Google services on this device if you really want them. I was successful in installing GMS or the Google Mobile Services on this phone through a chat partner app hack. But a lot of people I know are now reporting that this is also being actively blocked by Google. Google is actually actively blocking most of these hacks or most of these workarounds for installing Google Mobile Services on any of the Huawei devices, including the Mate 30 Pro or the latest Mate XS. Well, lack of Google services has made Huawei look within and have pushed them in a very good direction, I would say. So they are being really innovative with their app gallery. Like for example, if you search for WhatsApp, The App Gallery redirects you to download WhatsApp directly from the official WhatsApp website. They now are working crazily to populate their own Play Store replacement, the Huawei App Gallery. This App Gallery has tons of apps that you may need on a daily basis, and regional Huawei teams across the world are working with local service providers to have an app iteration of their respective services to be available through Huawei App Gallery. For example, Snapchat and Netflix will be available by first week of April 2020. And it already has secured so many other local apps here in the App Gallery. Like in UAE, you have almost all the banks, transport apps, etc. And if you are not satisfied with that, then you can look for alternative app stores like Aptoid, APK Pure or Aurora Store. All of these app stores let you download the APKs that you can install on your phone and use like on any other Android phone. So Huawei is building its arsenal to fight against Google and has not given up in this race. And I'm very happy that Huawei continues to fight. You ask me why? Well, it's good for you actually. Competition always helps the consumer, and Huawei is not backing down anytime soon. In fact, they're agile than ever before and charging fiercely against their competitors as they go along, adding more and more tools to build a fulfilling experience around their smartphones. I love what they make. I love the phones that they build. The quality on their phones is just brilliant. What are your thoughts on Huawei's strategy? Tell me in the comments below and hit a thumbs up if you like my video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch more of my content. Thank you for watching, guys. Cheers.